So some best practices. Use call tracking. So call tracking is a great way to start to differentiate where your leads are actually coming from. Some leads are coming from GMB, some leads are coming from your website, some leads are coming from, if you're doing radio, TV, all these other things. So starting to put a specific phone number in a specific place, that number forwards to your regular line, but then you'll be able to document and track where those phone calls are coming from. So it's huge to have that information once you start to see it. And what we're starting to see is, as I mentioned, 60%, in some cases, 70% of our clients' leads are coming from Google My Business. These customers are not even visiting their website. So it's very important to have that set up. Update and geotag your photos. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Making sure that your photos are updated on a regular basis. Using the Google Posts option. And I've got here by posting at least once every 10 days. I mean, if you could do it every day, that's fantastic. We're busy running businesses and that might not be the case. But, try to at least do it 2-3 times a month is definitely going to help you. And I'll show you an example of that in a minute here as well. Make sure you respond to every review that comes in, even if it's just a thanks, something like that. And people can also now ask questions. So do you guys do draperies? Do you have a workroom? Do you build the awnings on site? Do you do repairs? All these different things that people might be asking. So let's go over to the chat and make sure I'm not missing anybody. Jill said, we're located about 15 miles outside of our main service area. We've thought about sending a postcard to a different address within the city limits, but it sounds like that's not a good idea. Do we have any hope to show up in the maps for that area? We've added a service area, but still don't show up. Yep, so you're doing it right. Really, the best thing to do is to have a service area, obviously get a location inside that area, but you got to pay rent, you got to do a lot of other things. There are some maybe ways around it. I don't necessarily recommend it, but I have seen businesses rent out a room in a warehouse of another business, like Suite B, something like that. I don't think I would do it. I wouldn't recommend it to my clients, but I have seen that done in the past. I think your best bet is just to set up the service area and then start doing some of these other things we're talking about, geotagging photos in that area before you upload those, building content on your website with those city areas, those municipalities, things like that, mentioning those areas. So there's definitely a way around it. I've seen businesses, 30, 40, 50 miles away from the center of the city still ranking. It just takes a little bit more work, but definitely possible. Lindsay says she's having the same issue. It is an issue, but the service areas thing is the first step to getting that correct.